Welcome to Fridley Field here in Allison Park, Pennsylvania, where tonight the Shaler area Titans take on the Hampton Talbots. Hi everybody, John Irwine, Antonio DiTomaso, and Josh Berger here for your SATV coverage of tonight's game. Guys, I can't be more excited for this game. I say it every week about how excited I am for football, but this one specifically, especially between these two teams, this Route 8 rivalry, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good, John. I mean, it's, as you said, it's like a battle of neighbors right here, where we're right in each other's backyards. You could consider this to be even the backyard brawl for like Pitt and West Virginia. So, John, I'm excited. Both teams coming in at 1-1. I'm excited to see what the Titans and the Talbots both have to offer.
Josh, same here. Very excited. A great environment, too. Like you said, backyard brawl. Both teams coming in 1-1, hoping to gain the momentum and hopefully get on the winning side.
Yeah, again, a different story last week, guys, as we're in week 2 here of the regular season. Last week, the Shaler Titans went into South Fayette, did not come away with a win, took a loss 28-6. As for the Hampton Talbots, they faced the Armstrong Riverhawks, lost 42-30. And again, that's two very different losses, even though they're both losses, guys.
Yeah. Hampton, you said 42-30 losing there. They have their quarterback. They know kind of what the game plan they want to implement here. Very good game for them, even though it was a close loss. But for Shaler, there were still question marks at quarterback for Shaler. They were playing both Max Wiley and Joe Rispoli in the QB. Running game wasn't really the best, and same with their defense, tackling, angles of attack. So hopefully they try to clean that up here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As the captains take the field here at the 50, I think the big story tonight, guys, is we thought last week Shaler was going to come out hot, especially what they had done in Butler. This is their third road game in a row. That's how they're going to start out the season. But we thought a much more hotter of a start and just not able to get anything. Really, the only player last week who was able to do much of anything was Braylon Rennell, which I think will be a bright spot for the Titans. But like you said, the quarterback is the big question tonight.
Yeah, John, and last week Joe Rispoli started the game under center, and then I found out that it was because he had a little minor injury at around halftime or whatever, and Coach Jim Ryan didn't want to risk putting more of him at a risk for being injured. So he sent out sophomore Max Wiley. So tonight, new slate, Joe Rispoli will start under center, I think. But, John, you can expect both Max Wiley and Joe Rispoli to take snaps tonight.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Joe Rispoli on both sides of the ball, starting middle linebacker and maybe the starting quarterback tonight, like you said, Josh, and that's a big thing is who's going to step up tonight and be the man for the Shaler Titans, if not the guys for the Shaler Titans, as they try to come into enemy territory. Again, hostile environment here over in Hampton. And again, dark clouds above. It was sunny all day today. Storms might be a-coming, might be a brewing here as the Titans take on the Talbots. As Riley Douglas is going to get us underway. It'll be a good boot. It'll get caught right in front of the goal line, but not enough. It'll be called a touchback, and the Talbots will take over here. And guys, what can we expect from the Talbots real quick to maybe get under the Titans' skin?
I mean, John, under center for the Talbots tonight is number 6 senior Porter Kelly. He had experience last year at the quarterback position, so you can expect him to be a little bit more experienced in terms of the quarterback position as opposed to the Titans. You can also expect number 16 Ray Kersop, the running back, the senior running back for Hampton, to be involved tonight too.
Ongoing rivalry, obviously known between the Titans and the Talbots. And Porter Kelly trying to get the W under his belt. And under his his Talbots. As he's going to step back, look deep to start, and just overthrown, looking for Joshua Carr, the 5'10 senior. And not a bad throw right away, just a little overthrown. I think that's the one thing the Titans are going to really have to lock in on that they got exposed against South Fayette was the in-between the zones between the secondary and the linebackers just got terminated last week.
Yes.
Sorry, Antonio, go ahead.
Yeah, especially on the fake read there that Hampton did as well. South Fayette implemented that too, faking the handoff and trying to get the defenders open.
It'll be a handoff, looking for something, but won't get anything, and a great wrap-up tackle there by the Titans. And that's the start they're going to look for, especially to stop that run game early on. It was a loss of 3, and it'll be a 3rd and long for the Talbots. 30 seconds underway in this game. Kelly in a 4-man set. Rispoli comes on the weak side, doesn't see him coming. Kelly's going to have to scramble, and he'll get sacked in the backfield. And other than Joe Rispoli of the Titans.
John, I mean, that was great execution by the Titans, and Joe Rispoli really just came off the edge. And it was a great read by Rispoli, timed it perfectly. And unfortunately, Porter Kelly was unable to get away from him, as the Talbots now have to punt the ball away to the Titans for their first possession.
It'll have to be a good punt. Backed up about 2 or 3 yards in their own end zone. It'll be a high roller. It's a great punt. Cornell's going to take it. He's going to look up the left side and get spun out of bounds just short of the 35-yard line. So great positioning for the Shaler area Titans. And we have a flag on the field just around the 20-yard line. We'll see what it's on. In that area, most likely is going to be a holding, but we'll see. And penalties was the big thing last week that Shaler struggled with early on, guys.
Yes, very early in the game, John, the very first possession, it was after they got the first down of the game. The Titans suffered a few heavy penalties that really changed the outcome of their first possession, excuse me. So I'm sure that has been addressed this week at practice by head coach Jim Ryan, and I'm sure that you can hopefully expect a cleaner game from the Titans.
Not a clean start right away. That will be against the Titans. It'll be a holding and bring them all the way to their own 49-yard line. And now Rispoli, the man to start the game for the Titans. Tapu to his left, a 4-man set. It'll be a jump by the Talbots, and it'll be going against the Talbots. So maybe some early jitters right now from these two.
Yeah, John, I'm sure there's probably a lot of excitement. Again, this game happens once a year, and it usually always happens between these two teams. In the past recent years, it's been a great football game between the two teams. So it's obvious that there's a lot of excitement and nervousness between these two teams.
Now Rispoli, he's going to have to come up with something. Throws on the run and almost intercepted through the hands, but a first down completion around the 35-yard line. And that's one of those where is it luck just through the hands of the defender. I thought first down.
I thought for sure that was going to get picked off. I did not even see that receiver for the Titans.
I thought it was going the other way for sure. It was Ray Kearsop, the 6'1 senior, went through his hands, and a first down for the Titans. It'll be a high snap. Rispoli's going to have to fall on it, and he will. It'll be a big loss around the 50-yard line, and the Titans have struggled a little bit with this snap, and by a little bit I mean more than it should be.
John, I mean, I agree again. The starting line for the Titans is still relatively young and still relatively inexperienced group. So, John, obviously some bumps that need taken care of. But again, it's just plays like that on top of the penalties, too, that stack up and really hurt a possession for either team.
Again, Rispoli not the tallest quarterback. So these snaps are going to have to clean up. It'll be a good snap. Rispoli looks left, has to scramble. He's going to have to find something, getting dragged down by his jersey. And a bunch of Talbots are going to bring him down. It'll be a third and huge for the Shaler Titans.
Yeah, I mean, you can point to that botch snap, too, just killing the drive here. Offensive tackles unable to block, but also scrambling. Good job by the defenders there for Hampton, their cornerbacks and their defensive backs, able to hold the receivers for a decent amount of time so the rushers can get to Joe Rispoli.
Now with a 3rd and 26, the Titans are going to have to come up with some sort of well, as close as you can get to a miracle on this one.
Yeah, I would see, for them, I think they're just going to have to run it, be conservative. You don't want to try to scramble again like he just did and get a sack, maybe fumble, throw a pick. So just look for a run here maybe.
Spoli's going to run right towards his sideline. Look deep. It'll be a high looping ball, but out of bounds towards London at that 15-yard line. He had a good bit of separation, but the throw wasn't there. It'll be a 4th down and 26, and Riley Douglas is going to have to get a good punt for the Titans.
I mean, John, that play, it was a nice play designed by the Titans. It's just unfortunate that the ball was a little out of reach for number 9, Zach London. But it's nice to see that the Titans already are showing some signs that they can expect to throw the ball a lot this game.
Douglas's punt is going to be a booming one. Hasselrig's going to take it inside his own 15, has some separation, takes a shot just in front of the 20. And Douglas did his job.
And that was Douglas on tackle.
Almost blocked by 2 Talbots, but Douglas, in the face of pressure, puts off a booming punt. And the Talbots will take over at their 22. And I think the thing you might see change here now, guys, is both teams have kind of got a couple of plays. They've gotten to feel each other out a little bit in the first 4 minutes here of this game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Talbots be the first team to really rip off the Band-Aid and go for it.
Yeah, maybe look for some down, as they did in the first drive there, some downfield throws there. They had the man open on the first play actually of the game for them, just overthrown. But yeah, like you said, John, look for them to try to air it out, try to get these defenders of Shaler kind of soft.
And a little a little communication between the referees right now. We'll see. Gathered around the 20-yard line. Didn't see a flag thrown. It looked like Jim Ryan might have been arguing something. We'll see what's going on. I certainly didn't see a flag thrown.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag thrown.
And it'll be on the Talbots. Hampton not very happy with the call. And Josh, you and I just saw about a minute ago, we did see some lightning far down in the distance. And 4 minutes into this game would not be the greatest time for a lightning delay to happen. But again, stormy nights in Allison Park. There's not much you can do about it. And that penalty is going to bring the Talbots all the way down inside their own 5-yard line. And again, bickering back and forth right now. And again, this is the start you expect between these two teams.
Yeah, John, they're both going after each other. I mean, it's great. So far, so good in terms of the intensity of the game. Definitely a great way to start the game.
This is always a chess match, I'd like to say, between these two teams. The last couple of matchups last year, Shaler came into here, won in the blowout fashion. The year before, Shaler won with a game-winning interception by Nate Razzo. And the year before that, the Talbots took the W here at Fridley. And it'll be a gain of nothing. So we'll bring up a 2nd and 10. And again, this is a game that everybody in Shaler or Hampton has at least hopefully been to once in their life. I mean, this is the game that you put on your calendar and say, listen, if I'm going to make one game or go to one game in my high school, my 4 years, it's going to have to be the Shaler-Hampton game.
Yeah, you definitely circle this game on your calendar. It's a must-see game.
And it'll be a give. It'll be a gain of a few, about 3 or 4 yards. It'll be a 3rd down on the bit for Porter Kelly and his Talbots. And this Talbots team, not the largest in terms of the numbers. I think they have around 40 players, which is a little lower than you would expect for a Hampton team that's been pretty successful in the last couple of years. It'll be a 3rd and 7. It'll be Rispoli on a blitz. He'll get picked up. Kelly's going to have to scramble and just dump it outside and out of bounds, bring up 4th down. And Rispoli right now on that weak side is just absolutely blowing up plays, especially on 3rd down. That just might be the game plan is, hey, let him sit back in zone for the first 2 or 3 plays, and if it's a 3rd or 4th down, let him go.
Yeah, and if you're Hampton, you definitely need to clean it up with the tackles. Maybe get a tight end out there, try to rub him a little bit, just to delay his blitz. Because, I mean, he's timed that play we just saw there. He is timing it perfectly.
Yeah, Antonio, he's coming at the quarterback extremely fast and, making Porter Kelly scramble and having to throw the ball away. So definitely keep an eye on that, as if Joe Rispoli's pressure on the defensive end could impact this game.
And Rennell's going to bobble it. He's going to have to run right with it. He's got one man to beat, cuts back inside, but gets tripped up around the 35-yard line. The Titans get to take over again here. This is pretty much where they started their last drive. And you would, if you're a Titan, hopefully no mistakes involved, be able to put put a ball in the end zone here.
Yeah, this is great field position to start for Shaler. Hopefully, as you said, John, no self-inflicted or ill-advised penalties here to bump him back.
Tapu, man in the backfield with Rispoli. 4-man set again, trips out to the left. It'll be a give to Tapu, head of steam up the middle, puts his shoulder down inside the 20, and the sophomore putting his head down and letting the train leave the station. You can just see he puts his head down, not afraid to put his shoulder into somebody and get just short of the 15-yard line.
Yeah, John, he in that play right there, he really didn't let anyone stand in his way. He just kept going over the Talbots, and unfortunately, with the amount of steam that he had, it was a very hard task for him to be brought down.
It'll be another give. Hole opens up again. He's going to take a shot, but not after a gain of about 5 or 6. And again, I think that's the difference that the Titans won here is Tapu is just going to be that strong head, put his head down. Doesn't need to be as shifty as Rennell.
Just got to be that enforcer for them.
Yep.
And maybe for Shaler there, that instills like that grit and intensity they need to try to beat this Hampton team.
Oh, and also it might open up and make it a little easier for Joe in the passing game too.
Yeah, for blocking.
And no safeties deep right now in the end zone. Rispoli's going to look right. It'll be thrown short. Was looking for London on the right side. And now Rispoli 1 for 3 on the night. Unsuccessful, looking to the right side. That's the big thing I think the Titans are going to want to clean up here. Even though it's still only midway through the first. If you want those 5-yard completions, if you're going to get them, you can't make that mistake.
Yeah, you can't short throw your receiver there, put in the dirt. If anything, try to put it outside of his reach so even the defender for Hampton cannot get it.
Put it in his chest. The 3rd and 5. It'll be Tapu on the give. Head of steam.
Ooh.
Dove across. Got the first. Tripped up. But a first down. And again, Tapu has not really been the guy to receive the running back snap so far this year. The two main guys have been Rispoli and Rennell. Rennell has yet to get a snap right now in the running back position. And it seems like an effective and very good choice by the Titans so far. Now the referees are going to stop the game. It was an official timeout. And by the way, Matt Swiley is in the game, the sophomore for the Titans. They're going to go to the unofficial tush push.
Mini tush push.
It'll be a 1st and 5 and a give to Rispoli. He's going to bounce out left and tripped up. Got about 3 yards. Got to the 2. Almost unintentional running back patience there. Ran into his own man, and Rispoli running left will get a gain of 3. And a 2nd and 1 for the Titans. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Scoreless, but the Titans looking to change that. That'll be a give to Tapu. 2nd push. Gets across, and a Titans touchdown. And after 7 minutes of play, the Titans are the first team to put 6 on the board. And that's exactly what you want. Hard nose dive into the end zone.
Yeah, John, I mean, great play. Again, as we've been calling it, the mini tush push. It's been that same formation all the way back at week 0 Butler. So it looks like Shaler has definitely embraced the mini tush push, and it has obviously worked to their advantage as they just got 6 points on the board. So maybe you can expect more of that not only through the rest of this game, but maybe throughout the rest of the season.
And the snap was a little wobbly there, and Douglas will miss the PAT, but it'll still be 6-0 in favor of the Titans, 4:54 remaining in the first quarter. And that was an eye-opening drive for me, in my opinion, for the Titans, because it was 2 drives that really were just feeling each other out, and the Titans, they said, hey, listen, we think the run is going to be our best option right now. Let's put the sophomore in and let him run with a head of steam.
Yeah, that was a statement drive there for the Titans there. As you said, John, just running the ball down Hampton's throat, basically saying, try to stop this.
And again, dark clouds still rolling over here. Haven't seen a lightning strike in a little bit, and hopefully it stays that way. Again, with how this game's shaping up, we could be in for another great game of football between these two. And I think as I just said that, there was a strike. But Douglas is going to boot it, and I think we're going to stop it. We're going to have to see. I think we're going to head into a delay. And I think the jinx is on. We'll see what the officials say. Obviously, both teams, only 7 minutes into this game, do not want to leave the field and get cold. Rain has yet to start. It's just been cloudy. And I think they're going to say, hey, we got to go. That's the rules. Both teams obviously don't want to leave. It's only been 7 minutes into this game. But what can you do? And both teams are going to head into the locker room. And we will head into a weather delay here at Fridley with the Titans leading 6-0 over the Talbots with 4:54 remaining. Don't go anywhere just yet. Hopefully this ends pretty soon, and we will have Friday Night Lights football back underway. Join us back up in the booth.
We're the Shaler Area Girls Tennis Team, and you're watching SATV.
Clear blue skies here at Fridley Field on a Saturday afternoon between the Shaler Area Titans and the Hampton Talbots. Joining us back in the booth after that extremely long weather delay. Just for clarification from the last time we were with you, to all the viewers out there, it has been about 16 hours since the last snap of football has been played. It was a rain delay, a weather delay, for about an hour or so, and at 8:46 p.m. last night, on Friday, they said, we'll play tomorrow at 12 p.m., we'll see you on Saturday, and that we will be doing here. Titans still leading 6-0, 3 timeouts for both teams. Only 6 minutes were played in this game. So a lot to still be said between these two teams, and we talked about bickering last night. Today, it's even, you could say it's even more, as little pregame festivities, as both teams again got a very long allowance of warm-up, obviously, to new day, and I think that's going to be a big theme for the rest of this game. Shaler last night ended their, pause in the game with a Sammy Tapu 1-yard touchdown after an impressive drive. Got it in there on the pro T-push, or the mini tush push as we like to call it up here. And just about to kick off, they said, nope, thunder, lightning, rain, all the above. We're going to call it. We'll head off into tomorrow. And as you can see, we are lining up here about a minute to go until we get restarted. This is a little new. This is the first time in school history for the Titans that a game will be played on Saturday outside of homecoming. So this is definitely some new territory, and it's definitely new territory, I think, for both teams, because when you play 7 minutes of a football game and you have to restart the next day, your mindset can be different, and I think that's a big thing to look at here between these two teams. For Hampton, you got to think it's a fresh start. You have so much time, about 41 minutes left in this game, only down a touchdown. You got to think here that this is your opportunity, your golden chance to really understand what happened last night, communicate, pick up, and fix everything, as Riley Douglas gets us back underway on a squib, picked up around the 25 and just short of the 35-yard line. And so the Titans will take over on defense, and the Talbots will step up to bat on offense and try and get things going. So now Porter Kelly and his Talbots lined up at the 35 with 4:50 remaining. Fresh set, fresh game. It'll be a handoff to Hasselrig up the left, tries to bounce out, cut inside, and after a great gain there of about 7 or 8, it'll leave a short second down for the Talbots, and that's, I think, going to be one thing that the Talbots are going to really look for tonight, or excuse me, for today. Again, messing me up already, right? Today, on Saturday, I think they're going to really try and run this ball as much as they can. Porter Kelly last night struggled a little bit with his receivers, just not really on the same page, a couple of miscommunication throws. And especially with the speed of Hasselrig and the downhill running that he has, not a bad idea to get him the ball. And they'll move him in motion. It'll be a give up the middle. The Titans are going to sniff it out right away. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll leave a 3rd and short for the Talbots.
And once again, stopped by number 8.
It was Conrad on the tackle. Conrad's been a big participant on this Shaler defense alongside the guys up there with the Rispoli, Tapu, Saban, everybody on that defense really going head first into this O-line of the Talbots. And the Titans jumped, but no snap. And Kelly's going to wait for his signs and his calls. 4 seconds remaining on the play clock. It'll be a handoff and a first down for the Talbots. And it's just that little bit of momentum that they need to get back into this, and that was a big thing for the Titans, was they had worked so hard for that touchdown last night that for them to have to wait 16 hours to get back into this football game, I think is going to be a thing you have to forget about in terms of what happened. It's a new day, literally, and you have the whole game of football to play. So you got to just keep playing regardless. Titans show blitz, they'll hold off. Kelly's going to look right, gets swamped and ball's out. We'll see who's on it. Titans look like they have it. We'll see who fell on it. It'll be Talbot ball, but the Titans got to Kelly. He didn't see it. It'll be a loss of about 3. And a hot start from the Talbots, halted right away. And the Titans almost recovered, and that would have changed things right away. Kelly's going to look right, finds his man. It'll be a gain of about 7 or 8. And it'll leave another 3rd down and short. And it's been simple so far from the Talbots, nothing too crazy. Found Ray Kersop.
3rd down and 2.
And so the Titans now with another 3rd and short, looking to stop the Talbots and force the 4th down, try and get this ball back. Talbots with a 3-man out to the left. Man in the backfield next to Kelly. It'll be a throw out, almost tipped away by a Titan defender. A first down from Hasselrig, just short of the 40-yard line. Right now, Kelly not really airing it out too much. I think that's the one thing that they've been trying to keep safe and simple is, listen, if we only need 2 or 3 yards, we don't need to go for 6, 7 plus. We can keep it simple. We can keep it normal. Let's go for the first down. Let's keep rolling. And let's go downfield. They're going to reverse the formation. It'll be a handoff up the middle. The Titans are going to get there, but it'll still be a gain of 2. And just a different feel. Not something you see regularly. A lot of delays last night, a lot of rain last night, all in the Whippeal. A very rainy week, too. But no game had been postponed until the next day. It's the only game that was going to be replayed or continued today on Saturday. Kelly's going to look right away. He's going to scramble, has space. He'll get a couple of yards. It'll leave up about a 3rd and 5. Still very manageable with how the Talbots have been converting. And that'll end the official first quarter of play 16 hours later as the Titans lead the Talbots 6-0. Join us for second quarter coverage of today's game.
This is Shaler Area Boys Soccer, and you're watching SATV.
And welcome back for second quarter coverage of today's game here on Saturday. It'll be a Hasselrig keep. He's going to stay on his feet, and a great second effort by Hasselrig gets the first down. And right now, Hasselrig has been the man for the Talbots. The second, third, fourth efforts to break those tackles is going to get a first down, and the Talbots rolling on the run. And that's definitely, I think, the strategy that Coach Shaler wanted to bring into this continuation of this game was, listen, the run wasn't as good as we wanted it to be last night, but that doesn't mean that we can't fix it going into today. And so far, it looks like they fixed it. It'll be a give again. Flag thrown on the play. Got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the flag's on. Came from behind Shaler's defense. And Shaler has struggled with penalties so far this season. Against South Fayette last week, the yellow flag was their worst enemy. It'll be against the Talbots. And so a little halting there for the Talbots. And for Hampton, you got to think one play right now can get you back in this game. That's all it takes. One big play, one big momentum swing. You're only down 6. Shaler missed the PAT last night. All it takes is one play. It'll be a give again to Kearsop. Kearsop's going to put his head down, push a man over. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage to leave a 2nd and 10 or a 2nd and 9. And the Talbots looking unafraid to run into the Titans right now on defense. And is Shaler cold today? Is that going to be a big question mark? Is that something that's going to haunt them? As Hasselrig again is going to keep it on the sweep. Looks like he got the first down. We'll see where the spot is. They are going to move the chain, so a first down. And right now, Shaler's struggling with the run, especially outside of the hash marks from the Hasselrig sweep. Kearsop also involved on that sweep. It'll be a Hasselrig keep again, has a lane. Titans bring him down, but not after a gain of 5. And Hasselberg right now is getting his work in. Has been the main man so far on this drive. About 9.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. It'll be a misdirection handoff. It'll be a first down, I believe. They're going to move the chains. And now the Talbots inside, or just at about the 5-yard line, looking to put points on the board. And this is the energy the Talbots wanted. They wanted to come into the day saying, hey, listen, last night definitely did not get running as much as we thought we did, as literally right here, Hasselberg is going to take it up the left side, has open space, but tripped up a yard short. It'll be a short yard for the Talbots to get. But back to that point, the Talbots, again, last night definitely did not hit the ground running, I think, like they would have wanted to. But coming into today, I think just a new-look team right now, especially a lot of energy, got a lot of sleep probably. So probably a lot of energy for this team, and they're using it well. It'll be a give. Still stopped a yard short. It'll be a 3rd and 1. So 2 more tries here for the Talbots. And this is the questionable part that Shaler has to really deal with here. It's like a chess game. Is there going to be a sweep? Is it going to be an inside run? Kelly hands it off up the right side, inside, touchdown Talbots. 16 hours later, the Talbots finally have points on the board through the run game, and run. And a lot more later on that drive. They'll put 6 on the board, looking to take the lead over the Titans. Really could not have asked for a better start if you were the Talbots. Pretty much a very clean drive outside of a couple penalties and mishaps. We'll have the formation switch for the PAT. And the kick will be good. The Talbots take the lead 7-6 over the Titans with 7:55 remaining here in the second quarter. And that's a huge momentum swing into this game. The Titans look like they had a lot of momentum, all of it pretty much, after that Sammy Tupu touchdown last night. They were just on top of the Talbots, really just making them work for everything they had on defense, had the game pretty much in their hands. They were using it how they wanted it to. And the Talbots coming into today have completely flipped the script so far and been the more dominant team from what it looks like. But the Titans offense, having yet to take the field today, will get their chance to say, no, we've still got some things to do. Now Lucas will boot this one away. It'll be a short kick. It'll be a one-hop taken by Rennell. Stays on his feet. There's a flag on the play. Presumably coming back, but Rennell got across to about the 32-yard line. And that's the one thing you don't want. That's on the, if you're the Titans, that's on your whiteboard. Do not commit unnecessary penalties, especially on kickoffs when you're looking to get good field position for your offense. It'll be on the Titans. So they will start not at the 32-yard line. They're going to move it back. And now Joe Rispoli and his offense taking the field for the first time today.
It's going to take the ball down to the 15.
And the Titans will take over at the 15-yard line.
Where the Titans will take their first possession this afternoon.
We'll see the approach from the Titans right away, as Tupu will be the guy in the backfield. He was the main man last night. It'll be a give to Tupu. Head of steam, a lot of yards in front of him, getting chased. Still on his feet, one man to beat, still on his feet at the 30, the 20. Won't get caught. Touchdown Titans, one play. Sammy Tupu, welcome to your big running back moment.
The sophomore linebacker puts it in for 6. Broke a couple tackles, and the Titans take the lead 1 play in. We have ourselves a game for ourselves on a Saturday. So Sammy Tapu, his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Titans are going to go for 2 here, it looks like. Make this thing 14-7 if they get it. It'll be Wiley under center in that mini tush push. They'll move over Conrad and Tapu. It'll be a Wiley keeper, has to make something, throws it up in the air, but bat of the way. So no 2-point conversion. So it'll be a 12-7 lead for the Titans with 7:34 remaining. And man, what a start to Saturday. So Sammy Tapu, a 1-yard touchdown in the first quarter, leads to an 85-yard touchdown on Saturday. Might be the only man in high school football to have ever done that. And so the Titans defense, after a very, very short break, will get to take the field again. And the Talbots offense will get to try and take the lead once more. And that's got to be pretty tough if you're that Talbots offense. You just worked so hard. You took so much time to get downfield. And you were off the field for about 2 or 3 plays. But you can't keep your head down. You got to say, all right, so be it. 7:34 remaining. Douglas's kick will go into the end zone, and the Talbots will take over with a touchback. And I said earlier about the Talbots, 1 play will get them back into the game. The Titans, I guess, heard that from up here, and they said, listen, hey, we'll take the 85-yard touchdown from Tapu. And 1 play, I mean, they're already back in the lead. Didn't have the lead for more than 1 play. And so the Talbots offense at their own 20. It's a bunch set. It'll be it'll be a sweep to Hasselrig, but a bunch of Titans swarming. It'll be a gain of nothing back to the line of scrimmage. Conrad was on it, Ehrenberger on it. O'Brien on it. And that's a good look from the Titans D to be able to stop that. And not let that sweep get to them, as Kelly's going to have a bunch of guys on him. Throws it up in the air. Knocked out. Rennell on the coverage. Signetti came over last second. Batted it away. It'll be a 3rd and 10, and Kelly just threw that up. 2 men on him. Almost came down with it. Would have been an extremely impressive catch had that been pulled down by Ryan Scully, but not able to happen. So a 3rd and 11. And a conversion needed so far for the Talbots. Four wide receivers set. They move a man in motion. It'll be a high snap through the hands of Kelly. He's going to have to fall on it inside his open 5-yard line. And so the punt squad's going to have to be in their own end zone. And what a flip there from the offense. Right through the hands of Kelly. Had to accept that he's going to have to fall on it to save a touchdown from the Titans and a 4th and 27. And Lucas heel on the back of the end zone pretty much. He's going to have to run right. Almost blocked by Peterson. It'll be a top spin of a roll. Rennell's going to take it one-handed. Still on his feet, having to be dragged down by a bunch of Talbots. But the Titans will start from their own 43-44 yard line. And you would think if you're Shaler, you could take another one-play touchdown, but I don't know if the Talbots will let up that many. And Tapu's going to sub out. They'll bring in Rennell. So now Rennell, the man to the left of Rispoli. They move Aversa in motion. It'll be a give to Rennell. Gap opens up. It'll be a gain of about 4 for Rennell, the first carry for him so far and at the restart. We've hit the halfway point here, under 6 minutes in the second quarter. And you just got to think, these players run so much. I mean, it has been a run-dominant game so far that the fact that they are not tired already is shocking. It'll be Signetti up high. And just out of reach, Rispoli was looking for his man, but not able to get the completion to Glosser. And I think that's been one thing that Rispoli struggled with just a little, is trying to really lead his receiver, and almost just a little too much there. It'll be a 3rd and 6. It'll be a reverse to Aversa, spins, has the first down on his feet, flag on the play. It'll be 2 flags on the play. The second one's going to be for unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see what the first one's on. It was Evan McCanney with the hit on Aversa out of bounds, said something to him and stepped over him. Ref was right there. We'll see what the first one's on. It was a first down regardless. A great run by Aversa. But we'll see what this first flag is on. Thrown at the 35-yard line. And Chulo asking, what was that flag on? It was holding on Shaler. It'll be a personal foul, excuse me. And you just can't do that if you're McCanney. You get the hit, you get him out of bounds, but to give up the penalty, that would have dragged Shaler back with their holding call. You just shoot yourself in the foot. Again, emotions are high pre-game as the teams were warming up. The Talbots ran for their stretching formations at around the 50-yard line, and a little back and forth bickering, I believe, between the Titans and the Talbots coaches, and Steve Schulo was really giving it to the Titans, yelling at them across the field and letting his players know this is not a fun game. This is a bad blood rivalry game. And that has definitely been, I think, in the minds of the Talbots over the last 16-plus hours. And they've had a lot to think about. And it will be a 1st and 10 for Shaler, and Schulo still arguing with the head referee. It'll be 5:22 remaining, a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Titans leading 12-7. It's another partly cloudy day here in Allison Park. Sunny, but no rain so far. You would like to keep it that way, especially last night. Great atmosphere last night. Almost a packed house. Pretty certain it was as close as it could be. And still a good crowd here today on a Saturday. And I think we're going to get started here. And the Titans will get set now at the 30-yard line of the Talbots. Saban, the man at the top by the 30-yard line. It'll be a give to Rennell up the left. Won't get anything. Back to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to sub out Rennell for Tapu. And a little bit of a there's a difference in styles between Rennell and Tapu. Rennell is that very shifty, quick, puts his foot in the ground and goes the other way, running back, where Tapu is just going to run at you as hard as he can. And I think that is what has worked so far so good for the Titans. And he's back in the game. And this is going to be a lot of clock management here by Jim Ryan, too. Rispoli's going to keep it, has a lane, stays on his feet, not tripped up, puts an arm into a Talbot, gets the first down. Rispoli on that take. Just see him bounce outside, get outside the numbers. Stiff arms. McCannany gets the first down. And this offense, after having not been on the field literally since last night, and for the first 6 or so minutes, more of this game, have looked pretty much the same team as last night, if not better. Tapu's going to get it up the middle. It'll leave a second, about 6. And this is a Titan team from last week against South Fayette that looks much more calm, much more controlled and confident. I think last week in South Fayette, they were just a little timid. I think, second road game as the pass to Aversa, he's going to have to switch it. He'll get to about the 11-yard line, but last week for the Titans, they just didn't look like they got started how they wanted to, and South Fayette, in that tough south section, was just able to use all of the timidness that the Titans had, and Shaler just wasn't able to make anything happen last week. But last night and today, the Titans look like the team that they were against Butler. 3:20 remaining. It'll be a reverse to Aversa, trying to bounce outside. First down, dives across. We'll see where he's at. Touchdown, Titans! Aaron Aversa, what a play! Aaron Aversa jumped from the 5 and got across, being dragged down by 2 Talbots. What a play by Aversa. One of the quarterbacks on this Titans team on the depth chart. But on the reverse, that's as sweet as it gets. And so Povich will put the PAT through, and it'll be 19-7 in favor of the Titans. 3:07 remaining in this half. And the Titans coming out of nowhere pretty much. I mean, they had one play on their first drive, ending in an 85-yard touchdown by Sammy Tapu. And after a good drive here, a couple of penalties, a lot of bickering, and an Aaron Aversa reverse run touchdown. They lead by 2 scores now. That is just not what you want if you're the Hampton Talbots. You came out so strong early into this game, into the restart. Your offense looked great. Everything was looking great. But Shaler has just matched and gone above what you had brought. And so Douglas now will boot the kickoff away. And the Talbots will retake over with 3:07 remaining. It'll be a good boot by Douglas. It'll be taken at the 5. Still on his feet at the 30. down the sideline, stays on his feet, gets blown up by Rennell. Flag on the play. We'll see what happens. Rennell with a massive hit near the Shaler sideline. And slow to get up. And more bickering, more arguing as we will head to an injury timeout. It was Josh Carr who was able to walk off. Looked like a lower leg injury, walking off with a little bit of a limp, but good to see him up and able to walk off the field. The flag was on Hampton, I believe, so they'll take over at the 28-yard line. They move Hasselrig in motion. It'll be a reverse sweep. Kursop's going to have it. Flag on the play, looking to bounce outside towards the sideline. A couple of stiff arms later, and about a gain of 8. But a flag back near the 24-yard line. And again, the penalties now have been a problem for Hampton. Not as much Shaler. It'll be against Hampton. And just not, again, what you want. You only have so much time right now, 2:47 remaining. You have all 3 timeouts, but just not what you want at all. You're down 12 points. And you're just thinking to yourself, you've got to come out with a score here going into half. Some points. Anything. At the least, you cannot give up the ball and let Shaler get another score. And so a 1st and 20 now. Kelly shotgun, takes a step back, dumps it off to McCannany. Will not get caught, and it'll bring up another flag after the play. And it might be on Shaler now. And the refs not afraid. They are not afraid right now to throw that yellow flag. So now an unsportsmanlike against Shaler. So what would have been a 2nd and 20. They will move all the way up from the 18-yard line to the 33. And now the Titans with the penalty that they just didn't need. So a 2nd and 5 now for the Talbots, 2:33 remaining in the quarter. And I think Coach Shulo and Coach Ryan will be heading into their respective locker rooms with a lot of steam to blow off, as Porter's throw was caught, but the receiver was blown up right away after about a loss of 2. And both coaches going into the half have to know what they have to change or not change, because right now what looked to be sort of a chess match between both teams, especially last night, has just completely blown up from the Titans. Have just pretty much gone above and beyond, I think, what they wanted to do today. So we're under 2 minutes in the quarter. And McCannany's going to keep it, but he's swamped by a bunch of Titans, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Clock will roll, about 1:40 remaining. The punt squad will come out. You would assume they would use about the 30 seconds that they have left here on this play clock. And the Titans, I believe, will take their first timeout, and they will. It'll leave 1:30, leading 19-7. And I think this punt can decide a lot of things right now, depending on what happens. Lucas is going to have to get this across the 45 of Shaler to the 50-yard line at the least to make it comfortable for the Talbot defense. Anything more would be great, but the snap has to be good. We've had a couple of bad snaps from both teams in this game. Last night, ball went over Rispoli's head. And today, over Kelly's head. And Shaler has just exceeded, I think, what they really wanted to crack down on. They've looked great in terms of the offense. And their defense has just pretty much, over the course of this game so far, after the first drive, has just locked down so far on the run defense. And there's not much you can really do if you're Shaler. Just keep it clean. And so Rennell will stand at his own 40. Lucas is going to get it on a one hop, not blocked by Peterson. It's going to bounce. And we'll go to the 46, so pretty much where that wanted to go, to about the 45 to the 50. So Shaler with 1:20 and about 55 yards, 54 yards. If they put up another score here, that's going to be a big, huge momentum swing if they don't already have that swing right now. But right now, Shaler's been the team on offense that's looked clean. Rennell's going to put his head down after a spin. It'll be a gain of 4. Titans will go hurry up. Rispoli hasn't thrown in a little bit. Might see his arm get tested here. Talbot's jump, it'll be a flag on the play, and that's just frustration, I think, from a couple of players on that Talbot defense, just trying to get there and get to Rispoli early. It'll stop the clock at 53 seconds. It'll move the ball, move the chains. Or excuse me, it'll be a yard short. So a 2nd and 1, 53 seconds remaining. And so Wiley will come out as the Shaler quarterback. And the Titans screaming for a timeout. And they will get it. They'll use their second timeout. It'll stop the clock at 41 seconds. And this is going to be a stressful 41 seconds for both teams. Shaler looking to not make a mistake and give Hampton the ball back. Maybe put some points on the board. Let Riley Douglas or Mark Povich boot a long field goal. And the Talbots, right now, you have to lock down. Everything has to be perfect, from the guys inside the box to the guys in the secondary to the guys on the numbers. You have to play this as perfect as it can get. You cannot give Shaler any separation. You can't let the gaps get open from the O-line. You have to fill them. There's so many things in this next 41 seconds that has to be played out perfectly by the Talbots to ensure that they can still go into half only down 2 scores. And so now we will get back underway after the timeout. The Titans with a 2nd and 1. Looking to make something happen here. It'll be Wiley in at shotgun. Rispoli to his right, I believe. Might be Conrad, but Tapu to his left. It'll be a give to Tapu. It'll be a first down. It'll spin to the 40-yard line. Rispoli signaling the spike. Clock's going to stop and now continue to roll. Wiley's going to spike it, stop it with 30 seconds remaining. The Titans did get the first down. So at their own 40, you're looking to maybe get this thing to around, if you want a field goal here and you want it to be comfortable, you're going to want to put it at around the 20 to 25 for comfortability. That's about the farthest you can go before I think maybe Povich and Douglas go, I don't know. The wind right now blowing in favor of the Titans. So they'll get a couple of yards from a field goal. Flag on the play. It'll be a false start. Excuse me, it'll be an illegal procedure. It'll be against the Titans. So 20 seconds remaining on the play clock. Rispoli will go in as quarterback. Weiler will sub out. And so they're going to have to get set here. They only have 10 seconds. And Shaler's going to have to take a timeout, I think, unless they want the delay. They'll get it off, maybe. 3 seconds remaining. They won't get set, and Shaler's going to have to take their last timeout. And so a 2nd and 15 for the Titans. Scoreboard says the Talbots have none left, and the Shaler has 3. That is just not right. But with 29 seconds remaining, the Titans now huddle against the sideline. You don't need anything massive. You don't have to air it down 30 yards down the field and throw it towards the 10-yard line. If you see it, sure, go for it. But there's no need to force a mistake. But with the Titans and how they've been playing, there's no need to play timid. Be confident. Go for it if you see it. And so they'll get set. It'll be a 4-man receiver set. Rispoli has time. Has to scramble. Stays on his feet. Fag on the play. Stands, spins, gets the first down, and gets out of bounds. He'll stop the clock with 20. The flag is going to be the big difference maker on this play. Is it going back, or will Shaler be set up around the 25-yard line? It's a great spin by Rispoli to get out of it. As a Hampton player will walk off the field with a limp. Hits Carr again. You can just tell that left leg is bothering him. After he took that hit from Rennell on his kickoff return, it's just been just a little pain. Could be in his knee. And it was on Shaler. So it would have been a first down to around the 20-yard line. Now comes back even further with 20 seconds remaining in this 4-man set. Rispoli's going to have to run. He runs right, throws it, has a man open. It's Sabin. Stays on his feet. He'll be about a yard short. The Titans are going to have to spike it. They spike it with 8 seconds remaining. And now with 8 seconds remaining, you've got about maybe 2 shots, realistically only 1 play left. And the Titans are going to line up quick. The Talbots take a timeout now to talk things over. And now here's where the scoreboard, I think, is going to come into play. We'll see, though. Unless nobody's noticed the scoreboard. And so now the Titans will reconvene. The Talbots will talk it over. 8 seconds remaining. You would assume the Talbots would go into more of a zone formation on defense. There's no real need to go man-to-man here, especially with 8 seconds remaining, and you're trying not to let the Titans score. Don't let the man beat you. And we'll see how the Titans line up. We'll see what personnel they have out there. So far, it's been the guys like Signetti, Sabin, Rennell, Tapu, Aversa. Those have been the guys so far on offense. And so now a 1st and 10 from the 30. Signetti, Saban, and Aversa will line up to the right. It'll be a handoff to Rennell. He's going to look up the seam. Now he bounces out left, stays on his feet, still going, cuts it back the other way at the 10. One man to beat, looking to beat him. Touchdown, Titans! Buzzer beater touchdown for the Shaler area Titans. What a play by Braylon Rennell. The running backs of the Titans, you just see here, cuts back inside, beats Carr, has to beat McManany, and beats him, dives into the end zone. And 6 more for the Titans. 25-7. Where has this running back core been for the Titans? They are back and better than ever, as Povich's PAT will be good, and they will go into half happy as can be. Buzzer beater touchdown, leading 26-7 over the Talbots. Join us back after the halftime intermission for coverage of tonight's game.
We're the Shaler Area Dance Team, and you're watching SATV.
And welcome back for second half coverage of today's game here on SATV between the Shaler Area Titans and the Hampton Talbots. And if you're just joining us, back from the break in the halftime intermission, you saw that Shaler took the lead 26-7 over the Talbots with a buzzer beater last second run, a 30-yard touchdown by Braylon Rennell. Puts the Titans up 3 scores over the Talbots, and it has been it's tough to describe the game. I'll say that. It has been a game of games, especially since this has been a restarted game from last night into today, an afternoon game at 12 o'clock here in Allison Park. The Talbots took the restart in full force. They scored right away on a rushing touchdown from about the 1 or 2 yard line, but since then it's been all Titans. It was an 85-yard touchdown run and 1 play on the first offensive play for the Titans by Sammy Tapu. Then it was Aaron Aversa on a reverse sweep. And then it was Braylon Rennell on the last second run. And so the rushing has been the name of the game so far for the Titans as we get back underway here. And Rennell's going to take it from his 15. He's been the man so far. He's going to run into his own man. It was Saban. He'll get stopped around the 26-yard line. And so the Titans will take over. And the Talbots have to just be frustrated with themselves, especially because they had all the opportunities to get out of that situation with about 41 seconds remaining to end the second quarter and to end the half, get out of it. Only down 2 scores. But that last second touchdown by Rennell gave the Titans the score, and they get the ball back. So all the momentum in favor of the Titans right now. It'll be Rennell on the keep. It'll be gained about 2. And right now the Titans have been switching around Braylon Rennell and Sammy Tapu. And there's 2 different styles, like I said earlier. Braylon Rennell has that shifty, quick spin out of it, break off for a bunch of yards. And Sammy Tapu, they're just going to give the ball, and Tapu's going to try and hit you as hard as he can and make a bunch of yards. And so far, it's worked out perfectly for the Titans. Rispoli's going to keep it. He's going to spin, but he's going to get swarmed and lose 2 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. And the Talbots defense standing strong in the face of the Titans' run. And they've been on it, and I would assume head coach Shulo for the Talbots really pressed them about that, like, as hard as he probably could have in that locker room of, listen, we've been very misfortunate, didn't get out of that situation at the end, but it comes down to lack of awareness, having penalties, giving up mistakes. not doing your job. It comes down to that more than it does just being unlucky. Spoley has time, has a man, has Saban. Saban's going to haul it in for the catch. It'll be a first down. And that's a great job by Saban. Talbot's arguing that it's their ball. I mean, it looked clearly like it was Saban's catch. Talbot's arguing that on the rollover at the end there, that James Sims came up with the ball. But Saban was downed by the contact. And so it'll be a first down for the Titans at the 41-yard line as Tapu will sub in. It'll be a bunch set to the right on the near hash for the Titans. Tapu will try and cut up inside. He does. He'll get a good gain of 5 or 6, and that's all you can ask for right now. I mean, a gain of 6 yards every time you're getting the ball, at least on this first down. I mean, that sets up your offense so well to have a second and short or a second and 4, as it will be right now. You can't be mad at that. You have to be extremely happy and pleased with the way that Sammy Tapu is running the ball right now for the Titans. Rispoli will dump it off into the dirt, though. Was looking for Aversa, and Rispoli frustrated, hitting the helmet, and he knows he wants that one back. Not sure if Aversa would have got more than maybe a yard or two. Looked like he was going to get wrapped up pretty early. But Rispoli, again, struggling with just these quick dump outs towards the sideline, just not able to find his guys. And that's just going to be a little dent right now on this drive. Brings up a 3rd and 4. It'll be a reverse. Aversa is going to take it up the middle, spins. He'll be short of the first by about a yard. So a 4th and 1. We'll see what the Titans do here. Will Riley Douglas get the call? I believe he will. No need to really try here, up 3 scores. Let your defense do what they've been doing best. Let them take the field. And Douglas is going to boot this one away. Gets a great boot under it. It takes a Hampton bounce just across the 20-yard line. A little unfortunate there. It's a great boot by Douglas. If that takes a Shaler roll, that could have been pinned deep inside the 10-yard line. Just went the other way. And the Talbots will take over at the 22-yard line. But again, Douglas is doing his job. He does exactly what he needs to, puts it where he needs to put it, lets the Titans defense do what they need to do best, which is stop the Talbots. Right now, if you're the Talbots, if you don't come out here, in this moment at least, and if you don't score, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you need at some point to get this momentum back and swing this thing back your way. So you're going to have a very good and confident drive here and go deep inside Shaler territory. It'll be a give to McCannany. He's going to take it up the right side. Has to beat Saban. He does. Gets up the sideline and gets pushed out of bounds by Rispoli and was wrapped up at the end there. And McCannany right now, that's just a great run. Bounces outside, gets the block, does not get tripped up, and gets pushed out of bounds at around the 42-yard line. And that's exactly what the Talbots need. They just need that one spark in a drive to really get themselves going. And it'll be a jet sweep out to the left to put a great tackle there. It was Rennell who got under the legs there of Halley and just stopped him in his tracks. Got about a yard or two, I believe. So it'll bring up about a 2nd and 8. Have not seen Porter Kelly throw the ball in a long time. It'll be a give to McCannany, but he's going to get swamped up by Ehrenberger. It'll be a gain of 1. It'll be a 3rd and 7 on the play. And this quarter's going a little quicker. 7 minutes remaining in the third. And I guess it kind of helps the clock, I guess, when you only run the ball on both sides. So now Kelly's going to roll right, has blockers in front, will now step inside, has to be Rispoli, but gets swamped up by Yeckel. Got across the 50, but a yard short of the first. And we'll see what the Talbots do here. It's a tough spot to be in. A punt would put the Titans down inside around maybe their own 15 to 20. But if you trust your defense enough and your offense to get this yard, you go for it, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. You got Hasselrig lined up on the left, just off the line. They'll move him in motion. It'll be a give to McCannany. We'll see where he is. I think he was stopped short, and he did not get there. He did not get there. It'll be a turnover on downs, and an awesome job by the Shaler defense to stop him in his tracks, turn the ball over, and the Titans will take over. They went for the 4th and 1. The Talbots not able to convert. And the defense will now step back out onto the field. And the Talbots already fighting an uphill battle, just can't find their footing. Rennell will keep, he'll get tripped up, gets about a yard. We are under the halfway point of this third quarter, and the Titans have looked just so dominant. I mean, essentially since their first offensive play of this game, considering it was an 85-yard touchdown by Sammy Tapu. It'll be the same play. Rennell will keep it, puts his hand on Tapu, stays on his feet. It looks like he's about a yard short. And that's just awesome running there and blocking. I mean, right now that sophomore combo between Tapu and Rennell has looked phenomenal. I mean, Tapu is just putting blocks out, and Rennell is right behind him, left hand on his back. You lead the way, my man, and I'll make sure I get these yards. And it leaves a 3rd and short for the Titans. And right now the run game is just something that the Talbots, they just can't really seem to keep in control on the Titans side. Same exact play. Rennell will get the first and a good bit more. So a first down for the Titans. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, folks, because 3 same plays in a row. Tapu leads the way for Rennell. And you got to be pretty excited if you're the Shaler team. I mean, we knew Rennell was as shifty as he is and a great running back. And we knew Tapu was a great linebacker and a great fullback, but not as much as a running back. But now in this game, they've come out and they've been the stars. I mean, they have both looked phenomenal on the offensive side of the ball. Same play, run it again. Rennell, 5-yard gain. And the Titans are just saying, listen, we're going to keep running it because, and the same exact play, because if it's working, we don't have to go away from it. And at some point, if you decide to cheat us and go with it and cheat on it, we'll switch it up. And I think it's a great job by Rispoli right now. Again, the first-year quarterback on the varsity side, the senior, doing his thing. It'll be Wiley in, though, right now. The sophomore, and he's doing very well himself, too, with his composure. And it'll go the opposite way. It'll get stuffed. Looks like it was about a loss of 1. It'll be about a 3rd and 5 now. And I think Wiley and Rispoli, again, you know, the senior and the sophomore, they've been, it's been mainly Rispoli, but, you know, when Wiley comes into the game, I don't think the Titans really go, oh, he's in the game, or, oh, we might struggle here. I think they all say, all right, Wiley's in the game. You know, nothing is changing right now. And I think that's the great thing that the Shaler Titans have done so far this season, and in this game especially, was whoever the quarterback is and whoever's the guy calling the plays, they have their full faith and trust in him. And Rispoli will keep. He'll trip up. Looks like he was a yard short of 4th and 1. We'll see if the field goal team does come out. It looks like it will not be. And why wouldn't you go for it? It's a 4th and 1. If you convert, you're at the 25. If you don't, the Talbots take over at the 25, which is essentially what they, you kind of want them to almost start. They're going to go mini tush push. Wiley under center. They're going to give it to Tapu. He'll get the first. And the chains will move once again for the Titans. And that's just got to feel good if you're the Titans. You're just as confident as ever. You set up that mini tush push. You let the sophomore get that first down. You keep the clock running. You keep the chains moving as we hit 2 minutes here in this third quarter with the Titans leading 26-7. Signetti, the lone man, near the Hampton sideline. It'll be a give to Rennell. Bounces out towards the sideline, cuts back inside, got the first down, took a hard hit. He should have got the first down. He was hit out of bounds by Popowich. And Hasselrig is down, and we will go to an injury timeout. Hasselrig having to be walked off the field by the medical staff of the Talbots. Looked like a right leg injury, not sure where, but the Titans will take back over at the Talbot 16 with a 2nd and 2 incoming. It'll be a reverse, and Aversa slipped. Kursop had a great stop on it. Almost looked like Aversa cramped up right away, but looks like on towards his upper hamstring, kind of holding it, stretched out a little bit. And it's a 3rd and 4. And I think that's the thing that these injuries are kind of coming from is you prepare all day yesterday, you're in school, you've prepared all week for that game yesterday, and you play 7 minutes, and now you have to pretty much reset in about 16 hours for a 12 p.m. game, re-stretch, do everything, and the medical staff has to help out. It's a tough scene. And I think that's where these injuries might be stemming from. As Rispoli will keep the call. He'll stay. And does the house answer? It does! Touchdown Titans! Rispoli gets across. Another diving touchdown. Got it. Hit the pylon just on the inside. And the Titans extend their lead 32-7 with 47 seconds remaining. So Rispoli, the quarterback, taking it to the house. And a touchdown for the Titans. They're 4th on the day. So Povich looking at another PAT under his belt. It's a chippy one, but he gets it. And so the Titans lead 33-7 with 47 seconds remaining. And this game has been one of the, in terms of the circumstances since last night, the rain delay, coming into a 12 p.m. start today, you thought maybe both teams would come out a little cold. It was chilly in the morning. It's windy right now. It's sunny, though, in Allison Park, so you have to be thankful for that. But you thought maybe, does the Shaler offense come out cold? Does the defense come out cold? Does the Hampton Talbot offense come out hot right away? And they did. But ever since then, they've really been stopped in their tracks. They haven't scored since that touchdown in that in towards that ending of the second quarter. And since then, it's been all Shaler. I just don't think this is the game that we expected to see today. Would this have happened last night? Generally, I don't know, because both teams were going back and forth until that Sammy Tapu touchdown with 4:54 remaining in the first. It was a very back and forth game for that first 6 minutes. But the Titans taking advantage of what they have now lead by 4 scores. And the wind just knocking over Riley Douglas's ball. The wind still in favor of Shaler, blowing towards the trees. Gets a very good boot on it, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. McCannity not able to get his hands on it. That side spin by Douglas just a little tough to handle. But McCannity will accept the touchback, and the Titans will take over on defense, and the Talbots will have to step up more than they have this whole game. They're going to have to really lock in. They've only got 12 minutes and 44 seconds left in this game to bring it back. They were down 2 years ago in 2021, 2 scores. They came back. The Titans on a 2-game win streak versus the Talbots. As it'll be a give to McCannity. He's going to bounce up towards the sideline, breaks the tackle, gets to the 30, one man to beat, and he'll get dragged down to 35. So McCannity, the same start that he did on the last offensive drive for the Talbots, gets to around the 35, 40-yard line with a big run. But the Talbots are going to have to change the drive because that drive ended up in nothing. And the offensive line of Hampton has done their job so far with McCannity and getting him yards. As they do it again, that just is going to open up, and he'll slide around and across the 42-yard line. And Hampton, during the pregame and in the warm-ups, had just been working on pretty much that same exact blocking scheme of just letting that tackle in the guard just peel off to the left and open up that gap and let McCannity run. And they did not get it off before the end of the third quarter. So we will flip sides of the field, and the Titans will be leading 33-7. Join us and come back for this fourth quarter coverage of today's game here on SATV.
We are the Shaler Area Girls Volleyball Team, and you're watching SATV.
And welcome back to fourth quarter coverage of today's game here on SATV, where the Shaler Area Titans lead the Hampton Talbots 33-7. Kelly got the snap underway, has to throw it out of bounds, and almost a heads-up play there. It looked like a dead play as Kelly threw that out of bounds, but Jockle almost tapped that back inbound, jumped out. It could have been picked off for an interception. We've seen it before at the college level. I've never seen it in high school, but a heads-up play by Jockle to maybe make something happen out of nothing. They'll bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Talbots. And still with a long fourth quarter in front of them. And there was roughing the passer on the Titans, so it will move the chains. And I think just a little sigh of relief right there, not having to deal with that 3rd down inside their own 50. So it'll be on the Titans 44. We'll see if Kelly's a little shaken up after the roughing the passer. And again, just an unnecessary penalty from the Titans. But when you're chasing down a quarterback, all you want to do is tackle him and take him down. McCannity will get the handoff. He falls over around the 40-yard line. And McCannity is not one, he is very shifty himself. He's almost a blend of Rennell and Tapu. He's got very good side-to-side movement and agility in finding the gaps. And he's done very well so far today in terms of getting yards on 1st and 2nd downs for the Talbots. And Kelly looking back to his sideline, just a little confused about the call. Titans blitz on the back side. Kelly throws deep for the first time. Wide open, Kursop dropped it. Would have been a wide open touchdown, the first one since that opening drive. Kelly looks shaken up. That's the first time Kelly has thrown in a hot minute. Kursop beat his man. It would have been a wide open touchdown in the end zone and just bobbled out of his hands. And that's one that would have changed things here a little bit. It would have been about 11 minutes remaining in the quarter. The Talbots would have only been down 3 scores, but no touchdown in a 3rd and 6. And we'll have a timeout by the Talbots. They'll take their first of the half. And Chulo talking to the head referee during the timeout. I think he's trying to see if Kelly got hit again for another roughing the passer play. He was a little shaken up on the ground after, but no flag thrown. So now Chulo in this offense with a mountain to climb. Not a lot of time left. Having to come up with something. That was the play right there that would have got you back into it and gained you a little bit of momentum. That's the one thing about the Titans defense. They haven't really been tested so far deep in the secondary at all. And you see on the first one there, I believe it was Sabin who was on coverage. Had just gotten beat by Kersop. But nonetheless, ends up in a 3rd and 6 at the Titans 40. Man in motion. Kelly's going to keep. He's going to dump high and block by Ehrenberger. Great hand by Ehrenberger. Just put his left hand up, knocked it away. Kelly was just looking for the quick dump. Ehrenberger got his left hand up and knocked it away. Brings up a 4th down. And Hampton's going to have to go for it. You have to get in the end zone on this drive. If you want any chance of coming back, you have to do it. It's a great job by Ehrenberger to put a hand up. That's all you need. You don't need to go for the catch. You don't need to make a highlight play. Knock the ball down. Great job by the junior. The 3-man set for the Talbots. Kelly, shotgun, steps back. And he gets sacked in the backfield. Titans get to him. Turnover on downs. The Titans defense gets to Kelly again. And a turnover on downs for the Titans. And this defense has looked phenomenal. Outside of a couple plays here and there, the opening drive, just a little cold. But they have looked great so far today and even last night. You can't really ask much more of this defense. So Rispoli, quarterback duties might be done for the rest of today as Wiley will step in at the helm of quarterback. And it was Tapu on the keep. Might have got a yard. We'll see what their spot is. Looks like he got about a yard or 2. And a great job so far today by this Titans team to really stay calm and composed, especially, again, the bickering that has been going on between the Talbots and the Titans and the pregame, little bickering that I talked about earlier. The Titans didn't let it get to them. They took it in full stride. They used the energy, and it's ended up with them leading by 4 scores over the Talbots. It'll be another give to Tapu. Up the left side, stays on his feet. Look at him dragging a man for the first down. Sammy Tapu. This train does not stop. Dragged Hallie with him. He said, whether you're on me or you're not, I'm going for the first down. He got it. Under 10 minutes now for the Titans in this game to close this one out. Now Wiley in the shotgun set. Tapu now on the right side. Kersop sniffs it out. Flag on the play. We'll see what it's on. It was about a gain of 1. Kersop did a great job there. Just beating his man around the edge to get behind Tapu and bring him down. We'll see what the flag's on, though. If it's on Hampton, Just got to shake your head and shake it off, because at the end of the day, what can you do about it? You just got to accept it. Down 4 scores if you're the Titans. You don't want to make mistakes when you're up big. You want to keep it clean. It'll be on the Titans. And then again, that's just another penalty the Titans just don't want. You're up so big right now. You're up 4 scores, 33-7. There's no real need in giving up penalties at the end of the day, because when it comes down to a game that's tight in the fourth quarter later on in the season, and you give up penalties like that, you'll look back to this moment and you say, it could have been cleaned up back here. But nonetheless, the Titans with a 1st and 19. Wiley still at the helm. Talbot's blitz. Wiley rolls, dumps it high, and not intercepted. It'll be an incomplete pass. Wiley was looking for London, but it was broken up by Popowich. Wiley just didn't really get the arm that he needed to under it. So an incomplete pass and a 2nd and 19 for the Titans. And now the Talbots needing a stop here if you want to make any chance of bringing yourself back into this game. Shaler will take their first time out of this half. Just needing to clean some things up. And so the Titans now the 2nd and 19 after taking their first time out, with 9 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this game. Looking to close things out. Go home happy today on a Saturday. As Rispoli was back in, throws it out to Signetti. Signetti with a lot of speed, cutting up the sideline. Gets Pac McManity, has to cut back inside, still on his feet. Touchdown Titans! Troy Signetti, his first touchdown in this game. Had one man to beat McManity. Gets across. Flag down on the field though at the 36. Signetti with the speed. Just zipped up, had the blocking in front of him, but this flag looks like it's going to be on Shaler. And that's just brutal. You just can't get a break right now. So the Titans now, what would have been a touchdown, put them up 5 scores. Now results in the ball moving back even further on a 2nd down. So it was a 2nd and 19. We'll bring it back.
2nd and 20.
Rispoli bobbles the snap. The handoff was bobbled, excuse me, and the Talbots fall on it. And that's just a misfortunate turn of events for the Titans. Had a touchdown under their belt, it would have been their 5th of the day, or excuse me, their 6th of the game, 5th of the day. But a bobbled handoff to Tapu. And just not able to make anything happen. So now the Talbots back at the helm with 8:48 remaining in this game. As Kelly's going to roll right, quick snap. Has to look for something. A lot of guys covered. He's going to roll, has a man open. It's Halley. Gets the first down and gets across to the 30-yard line. And now the Talbots, a lot of free time here, 8:36 remaining. But getting the ball back within this amount of time since you last had it. Still a chance to do something. But how this Titans defense has looked so far, you would assume they'll be able to hold this one out. Regardless if Hampton scores or if they don't, it'll be a dump off to McCann. He's going to catch it, almost bobbled it. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards. And this D-line of Shaler has just been swarming Kelly these last few minutes, especially in this fourth quarter. And now clock rolls, 7:45 remaining in this fourth quarter and in this game. Kelly's going to dump it out to Kursop. He cuts back inside, still on his feet. He'll get the first down and a bunch more. Play is going to get called dead, but a great job by Kursop to get the first down inside the 10-yard line. We'll see where they actually mark it. Clock will continue to roll. Sorry, excuse me. He'll be at the 12-yard line. The pile got to around the 10-yard line. So the Talbots, having not seen the end zone since the first half, with a chance here, 12 yards to go. McCannity in the backfield. It'll be a toss over to him. He's going to cut back inside and get dragged down inside the 5-yard line. McCannity has been a very bright spot for this Talbots team. He's looked very good. Just hasn't really had the production in the end zone that I think that he really wants and that the Talbots really wanted. So now the Talbots at around the 3-yard line. There'll be another pitch over. Cuts back inside, dives across, and a Talbots touchdown for the first time at about 3/4 of play, and there's a flag after the play. It'll be on the Titans. It should be after the play, but again, just another unnecessary flag. We'll see who it's on. It was towards the corner of the end zone. Conrad disputing it with the referee. See what the head official has to say. I think it was on Conrad. I think just right after, as the play was kind of over, just kind of took his blocker that he was with and just threw him away. And obviously after the play, after the touchdown, it's just not going to get away with it in front of all the refs that are right around you. And so the Talbots now down 13-33 against the Titans. Will line up in PAT formation, obviously with the bunch of guys over on the left. It'll be a dump over to Kursop. It was a trick play for 2. It'll get called dead. No good. It'll stick now, 33-13 in favor of Shaler over Hampton, with 6:17 remaining in the game. And the Titans, you would think with about this last offensive drive that they had, the penalties and the almost touchdown by Signetti, you would think Coach Lazovic and Coach Ryan really say to the offense, listen, you've got 6:17. Then we get on a bus, we go home, we enjoy our weekend. But it's got to be clean. It cannot, in this circumstance, up 20, you can't go out of this game throwing guys around, getting penalties, regardless of how they've been saying stuff to you. You've got to keep it clean. That's, I think, the one thing that Coach Ryan always praises about his guys is that they are a pretty clean football team in terms of they don't play dirty, they don't go against the rules or anything like that. They do their thing, they play football, and they play hard-hitting football. They've done it here today on Saturday, and the penalty that did happen against Conrad will be into effect now on this kickoff from Lucas. We'll see if he goes for the onside. Shaler in a pretty much onside kick position. Only one man inside the 5. And it looks like they will go for the onside kick. It's actually Kelly, I believe, that's out there, the quarterback. He was practicing some punts and kicks earlier. He might be the onside kick specialist, so let's see what happens. And the ball just rolling from the wind off of the tee. Again, the wind all day pretty much has been blowing from the backs of the Talbots towards the Titans. It'll be a top down, and the Titans will fall on it. A successful take there from the Titans. Gets out of the onside kick jam. So 6:15 remaining. The Titans, you would think if they don't use up at least about 3 or 4 minutes here on this drive, should have a job well done. Talbots, again, not going down without a fight. Down a couple of scores, needing a lot to do, but this team has worked hard all last night and all today. Don't expect them to go down without a fight. It'll be Wiley. It'll be a handoff up the right side and a good gain later. It was Nihas on the take. A job well done so far by the Titans starters on offense. From Rennell, from Tapu, to Rispoli, to Aversa. Everybody did their job today. Everybody got it done. The guys in the trenches on the O-line. Everybody got it done. They'll let Wiley and everybody else finish the job that got started. Using up as much clock as he can. It'll be another give. Gap opens up. Now Nihas gets across for the first down and gets just short of the 45. Great run there and a first down to keep the chains moving and keep the clock rolling. And the run game so far, the Titans has been pretty much as perfect as it can get. Not many mistakes, not many things that have gone wrong outside of the botched handoff from Rispoli to Tapu, which ended up in the Talbots getting the ball and scoring on their drive. But outside of that, this run game has looked pretty phenomenal from the Titans. Be another give, but the Talbots sniff it out right away. Ball should be dead. Talbots fell on it after, making sure he wasn't down. Clock still rolling, 4:30 remaining in the game. It was a loss of 2, so a 2nd and 12 for the Titans. And a great job by the Titans today to really just hone in, focus in, and understand, listen, we can't get cold, especially since last night. There's no need for us to come into this game and the restart feeling timid, right? They were the better team last night towards the restart, or I guess towards the weather delay as it hit. They were definitely getting the momentum that they needed to be the better team, and I think that's a great job by the coaching staff and the Titans to really come into today's game and listen, this is business as usual, regardless if it's a Saturday at 12 p.m. They get the job done. And for the Talbots, you've got to regroup after this game, and you know, this is a tough one. It's definitely tough. You had a great atmosphere last night, a big home crowd, large student section, and it's just it's an unfortunate circumstance to come in on a 12 p.m. game on a Saturday and have Shaler come in and really just kind of outwork you. But for them, they're going to really need to hone it back in as Nihas is going to take the handoff. It'll be a 4th down as Riley Douglas will come out for the punt squad. But for the Talbots, yeah, you've got to really hone it back in. This is only week 2. You've got a lot more games in this season. Again, remember, this is a non-conference, non-section game, 5A and the 5A Titans and the 4A Talbots. So this doesn't mean anything towards your playoff standings necessarily, but it's a good place to understand where you are on your totem pole and understand what you need to fix and what you need to do. Douglas gets a topspin boot. We'll see. It does take a Shaler roll. It'll come back, though, towards around the 20-yard line, and they'll fall on it with 2:30 remaining in the game. And Douglas has been very good so far with his punts, putting them in the right spots, keeping the Talbots inside of their own 30-yard line. He's been the man so far on this punt squad, getting the job done. So with 2:30 remaining, the Talbots down 20. Just not enough time to really get anything done and get back in this game. It would be a miracle of all miracles, but as much as I like the occasional miracle, I just don't think it'll happen today. I think the Talbots will take a timeout. They will. It'll be their second of the half. It'll leave them with 1 remaining. And to recap the events of this game, got started off on a pretty cloudy night last night at around 7:15 p.m. Great crowd, great atmosphere. Everything was going perfect. And then the lightning hit, going to a weather delay at about 8:45 p.m. last night. Everybody gets told we are playing tomorrow, 12 p.m., bright and early. Be here. The Titans and the Talbots, they show up at around 10:30-ish, around then. They do their warm-ups, they bicker, they go back and forth. And a couple of quarters later, and a couple of touchdowns, the Titans lead 33-13. It'll be McCannity up the left side, has to beat a man, he'll get the first down. And he has looked phenomenal so far on the first down runs. I mean, everything has opened up for him. He's been getting everything he pretty much wanted. But again, just not getting it inside of Shaler's territory. He'll keep it again. Tries to hide behind a blocker and get open for it, but it'll only be a gain of 1 as we are about to hit the 2-minute mark in this fourth quarter.
Ball sitting on the 34-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play.
So we are officially under 2 minutes here at Fridley Field. It'll be another run. The Titans will get to it right away, though, and a great job by the Titans to close off the edge and make sure that run gets snuffed out right away. The clock continues to roll. Talbots with 1 timeout remaining. And this Titans defense, ever since that first touchdown of the Talbots, I mean, that has been, you got to be pretty happy, I guess, if you're the defense. You have to be happy. I mean, you give up 2 touchdowns, but at the end of the day, from the first touchdown to the one you just gave up, I mean, the Talbots had pretty much no production whatsoever. And that's exactly what the Titans wanted to do. They came in here, they said, we're going to play hard-hitting football, and they did just that. We are under the minute mark now, 50 seconds remaining. Again, the Titans, they start their season out with a bunch of road games. They had some stadium renovations, which resulted in them having their first 6 games, 5 out of their 6 games be road games. As McCannity will get the call again on that 4th down. He'll get the first. Chains will move. And the Titans now, after their 3rd, this being their 3rd road game in a row, they went to Butler and came back down south to South Fayette and stayed a little closer to home here in Hampton. They'll have another one next week. We are under 30 seconds as Kelly's going to have time. Load up deep, has a man looking for him, just out of reach. It was just off the hands. Was looking for Innerthal. It's a good load, was looking for that sideline throw, but just off the hand and not able to get it done. Clock stops at 20 seconds and will leave a 2nd and 10. The Titans will head out east towards Plumboro and face the Mustangs. As another throw from Kelly goes up in the air and just out of the hands there of a Titan. It was Wachowski, just out of his hands. So a 3rd and 10 with 14 seconds remaining. And the Titans' schedule from here on out, I mean, you look at this, you hear the schedule, and it is, oh my goodness, a gauntlet. You have Plum next week, Woodland Hills for homecoming, Penn Hills away, Central Catholic at home, North Hills at home, Fox Chapel at home, and Pine Richland away. I mean, if that isn't a gauntlet, I don't know what is. But luckily for the Titans, a lot more home games than they have away games for the rest of the season. Skelly's going to scramble left, has to make something, and he'll scramble and get the first, I believe, stop the clock with 5 seconds remaining. And this game, 5 seconds away from being an impressive Titan victory. And a not so happy Talbot loss. One more play here, pretty much air it deep if you're the Talbots. Try and put this last score on the board. The Talbots will face Upper St. Clair next week at home. Travel to Chartiers Valley. Stay home from McKeesport. Kelly's going to have to really load. Throws a wobbler deep and batted down. And that final play will end things here at Fridley and Allison Park, Pennsylvania, as the Shaler Titans in a 2-day ordeal will beat the Hampton Talbots 33-13 to get the job done, move to 2-1 on the season, and move along as they head into Plum next week. So let's talk about it. Let's do the post game. This game started off last night as a battle back and forth. It was a good bit of running. The defenses were looking great. Nobody was really making any moves, and then Shaler had a fantastic drive where Sammy Tapu started off the scoring for the Titans on Friday with a 1-yard touchdown. Then we come into today with 4:54 remaining in the first quarter. The Titans came into this game definitely pumped up. As you can see, they are pumped up to win this game. This is, again, a bad blood rivalry between these two teams. A mini backyard brawl, route a rivalry, whatever you want to call it. They have to be pumped that they have won this game. Again, Sammy Tapu with a 1-yard touchdown. Then the Titans on their first offensive play of today's game was another Sammy Tapu touchdown, 85 yards rushing touchdown. And then the running and the running and the running and the rushing touchdowns just kept flowing. As Aversa had a reverse sweep touchdown, a great job by him. He looked phenomenal all day today. And then Rennell had that 30-yard buzzer beater second half touchdown to end the first half going into half. Phenomenal run, had it shifty, quick moves, got the job done, spun into the end zone and got it done. And then for Spoli on the diving touchdown when he was in at running back, got it done. So all 5 touchdowns coming in forms of a run. And you see it right there. That Titans team has to be fired up going into Plum next week. Again, they have been very successful over the Mustangs in the recent years. They've been away for 2 of them. The last time that the Titans faced the Mustangs, I believe, was the Luke Signetti 5-touchdown rushing game, which obviously earned him Player of the Week for that week against the Mustangs. But nonetheless, that was a couple of years ago, and the Titans are a new-look team, a young team, and this young team has definitely impressed today and got the job done. Now we flip sides to the Talbots. They've got a lot of work to do, especially with an extremely tough Upper St. Clair team next week. They are a no-nonsense team. Last year missed the playoffs, so a lot of controversy. They were 8-2, missed the playoffs. But in that loaded South section with Bethel, Baldwin, South Fayette, Upper St. Clair, that is going to be a tough team for the Talbots to take on and try and defeat. It'll be a home game, so a little bit of a breath of fresh air to not have to go into enemy territory, but a lot of work to do and a lot of things to do in this next week for Coach Schulo and his team. But for Coach Jim Ryan, you have to be extremely happy with how your young team stepped up to the plate today, got the job done. The leaders that were on the field, the guys that did it, the guys in the trenches in the secondary, everybody got the job done. You have to be happy with the coaching. I mean, it goes all the way down to wherever you want to go. This is a job well done, not just a victory for the Shaler area Titan football team, but for the Shaler area community to get it done, head to 2-1, and head into week 3 against the Plum Mustangs. And that is where we will be next week over in Plum Borough. Please join us next week. That was all here for SATV. I'm John Irwine, signing it off from Allison Park, PA and Fridley Field. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all next week, Shaler area.